Now see the next question in exercise 8.1, which is the ninth question. Here, what's the question given here? Draw a line segment of length 7.2 centimeters and divide it in the ratio of 5:3. Measure the two parts. Here, what we need to do here, you need to draw a line segment of length 7.2 and you have to divide that line segment into 5:3 ratio. And you have to measure what are the two parts. And this one we are going to solve by using the similar triangles. So here how to draw this one? First write the question what they have given here. Draw a line segment of length 7.2 centimeters and divide it in the ratio 5:3. Here you need to draw a line segment of length 7.2 and you have to divide that line segment into the ratio of 5:3. And you know that by the normal calculation you can measure what are those two parts. How do you measure? You know that what is the total length, which is 7.2, and what is the ratio which is given, which is 5:3. So here the total, you know that 5+3, which is 8. If you want to calculate what are the two parts, just you need to multiply with 5 by 8. This gives you the fifth part. And similarly, the total, which is 7.2, and you need to calculate the third part by the total part. You already know how to calculate this one. You have studied in the ratios chapter in the previous classes. So what is the measure you will get here? You know that here 8 9s are 72. So you have to get here 4.5. Similarly here 8 9s are 72, and after that here what you get 9 3s are 27, which gives you 2.7. So you need to draw one line segment and you have to divide that line segment into the parts which is 4.5 and 2.7 by using the similar triangles concept. So for that, first you need to draw the line segment of length 7.2 centimeters. So here draw 7.2 centimeters, and you know that in between 7 and 8 you will get 7.2. After 7 you will get 7.1 and 7.2. So draw it here 7.2. So this is nothing but 7.2. Since it is not visible, I am drawing some bigger line which is not 7.2 exactly, but draw here 7.2 centimeters with the help of the scale. So here write this one as, let us name this one as AB and write it here 7.2. Now here what we need to do here, you need to draw one acute angle, and you know that the acute angle is nothing but it is less than 90. So you can draw one line such that it is in the form of some acute angle. So draw it like this. So while we are drawing one more line, you will come to know here, what we are doing here we need to divide this line segment into the 5:3 ratio. Since you don't know how to divide, we are taking the help of the other line. So that's why we are drawing one more line, and what we will do here, what is the total parts here? 5+3, which is 8. So here you need to make 8 arcs. At this point, take some radius, right? By your wish, you can take any radius here. Take some radius and here draw 8 arcs. Since here, what is the total parts, which is 5+3, which gives you 8. So here at this point, you can make here 8 arcs. This is one. You should not change this one. The radius again at this point, make one more arc, 2, and similarly here 3, and after that 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Since we can extend this line First what we need to do? First we need to draw a line segment which is of length 7.2 and you have to divide this AB into 5:3 ratio. For that we are taking one more line and we are drawing one more acute angle like this such that what we will do here, we will divide this line and see how we will divide. And after that here what are the total parts, which is 5 plus 3 which gives you 8. Now you need to make here 8 arcs. And after that join the last arc and this vertex B. Now here after joining, so here what we will do here, we will draw one line parallel to this line. Let us name these lines as this is name it as A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A8. Right? We have joined BA and after that we have to draw one line parallel to this line such that we have to draw that line at the fifth part, because we need to divide this line segment in the ratio of 5:3. For that reason at fifth arc. So where is the fifth arc? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth arc, right? At this fifth arc we will draw a line parallel to this line. If you draw a line, what will happen? You can I am saying it here separately. First you need to draw here 7.2 centimeters one line segment. After that you need to draw here one acute angle, and since here the total parts are 8, you need to make 8 arcs without changing the radius. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And after that what we do? We have to join these two points. And you need to draw one line parallel to this line such that that line should intersect the fifth arc. So here where is the fifth arc? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at this point you need to draw here one line parallel. And you know how to draw the parallel line by using the geometrical instruments. So by that property, first you need to draw here one line at the fifth arc. So it will intersect at one point at the line segment. This is nothing but the fifth part and this is nothing but the third part. So if you measure with the help of the scale, definitely this length should be 4.5, because you know that the fifth part is nothing but the 4.5. Then this should be must be 4.5 and this should be 2.7. So that what you have there which is correct. So what we need to do here, first we need to draw the line segment. And why we are doing here like this, because here you can observe that we are using the similar triangles concept. You know that if these two lines are parallel and this line are divided into the same ratio, since we cannot separate or we cannot change this one. So what we are doing here, we are taking one more line and we are dividing this line into the part of 5:3 ratio. So we are using here the similar triangles concept. And so how you draw first? You have to draw the line segment which is of 7.2. After that you need to make acute angle and you have to draw 8 arcs, since here the total parts are 8, which is 5 plus 3 is 8. And after that you have to join the vertex B and the last arc, and you have to check which part first you need to consider. You need to know the fifth part, right? So at the fifth arc you have to draw the parallel line so that it will intersect the given line segment and it will be divided into two parts. One, this is the fifth part and this is the third part. Now like that you need to consider it will have given like this. So here what we need to do here, now you need to draw the parallel line, right? How to draw the parallel line? And you know that you have to draw the parallel line by this concept. First you need to take at this point, you need to make one arc by taking some radius. So here draw it here one arc. You should not change this radius, and without changing this radius at fifth arc again you have to make one more arc. So this is fifth part. So at this point without changing the radius make one arc like this. And after that you need to measure what is this length, what is this angle, right? And here you need to measure this angle, right? So measure it, this one. you can observe that I am measuring this part. What is this part? So at this line and at this line keep your compass so that you can measure, and again at this point here make one more arc such that you can observe that this and this are same. Now here you got one more intersection point and you can join that one so that you have drawn the parallel line such that A8B is parallel to this line. So again what we need to do here to draw the parallel line, you need to take some radius, and with that radius here you need to make here one arc, right? And after that, without changing this radius, again you need to make one more arc at the fifth part, since the first value they have given as 5. So here at this part again draw here one more arc, and after that what we need to do, we need to measure this part, and after measuring this part again at this point here draw here one more arc such that we are drawing the parallel line such that this line is parallel to this line. Now here you can observe that here we got one intersection point after drawing one arc, and here this is the fifth part. Now you can join these two points with the help of the ruler or the scale. So such that how to draw, just you need to see here this line is parallel to this line. So here draw it here. So here clearly you can observe that this line and this line is parallel, and if you measure this line segment, definitely it should be here. What is the length of AB? It should be here 4.5 and it should be here 2.7. Like that you need to draw. And so how to draw, again I am saying here, first you need to draw the line segment and what is given, and after that you have to check what is the total parts. Since here the total parts which is 8, you can observe that which is 5 plus 3 which gives you 8. You need to draw one acute angle, and after that you have to draw 8 arcs, and after that you have to join this the vertex of the line segment, ending vertex of the line segment to that of the last arc, and after that you have to draw one line parallel to BA, so that it will intersect the given line segment at one point, and that point is dividing the given line segment into the ratio of 5:3. This one is very important. You can take different line segments and you can draw it. And from this exercise is completed. Do your homework, draw a line segment of length 6.8 into the ratio of some 4:3. Right? You can take like this of your own length of the line segment and the own ratio, and practice this one. This is very important problem. Now see the next exercise. Before going to the next exercise, we need to prove some theorems. So here, before going to prove this theorem, let us know what is meant by similarity. Again, what is meant by the similarity? When do we say two triangles are similar? There are two conditions to satisfy. What are those? The first one is the corresponding angles are equal. Right? And what is the second condition? The corresponding sides are proportional. These two conditions should be satisfied if you want to say two triangles are similar. So let us consider two triangles here. A, B, C, and name it is known as BEF. So what should be the first condition? Corresponding angles are equal. That means angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle E, angle C is equal to proportional. That means if you take the corresponding sides, what is the corresponding side of AB, which is DE? That means if you take the ratio of AB by DE, that should be equal to what is the corresponding side of AC, which is DF. So which is equal to AC by DF, and what is the corresponding side of BC, which is EF. So here which is equal to BC by EF. So if these two conditions are satisfied, then we can say that these two triangles are similar. So here, but now we are going to prove three theorems. In those theorems, what they are saying here, if one condition is satisfied, then itself that is enough to say that those two triangles are similar. That means if you say here, let us suppose in these two triangles here, the corresponding angles are equal. Then by the angle similarity, we can say that the corresponding sides are also proportional. There is no need to prove these two conditions. It is enough to prove only one condition that we are going to prove now in the form of the theorem. The first one is the angle similarity. What the theorem says here, if you consider any two triangles, if the corresponding angles are equal, then we can say that the corresponding sides are proportional. That means if this condition is satisfied, then we can say that this condition is also be satisfied. There is no need to prove those again the two conditions. This is nothing but angle similarity. And after that we are going to prove SSS similarity, which is side similarity. And in that what they will say here, if the corresponding sides are proportional, then the corresponding angles are equal. That means if this condition is satisfied, then we can say that this condition is also satisfied by using AA similarity. And suppose if this condition is satisfied, then we can say that this condition is also satisfied by using the SSS similarity. Now we are going to prove those theorems. So if you prove those theorems in the next exercise, there is no need to prove these two conditions. It is enough if you prove only one condition. Now see the theorem of angle similarity. What this theorem says, if you consider any two triangles and if the corresponding angles are equal, then the corresponding sides are equal, then we can say that those two triangles are similar. This is the statement of the angle similarity. Again I am saying what they are saying here, if you consider any two triangles, let us consider two triangles ABC and let us consider one more triangle which is DEF. This is ABC and this is DEF. So I am not writing the statement, you can see it in your textbook. And again I am saying what the statement says it here, in two triangles, if you consider any two triangles, right? So given writing here what they have given, in triangle ABC and in triangle DEF. What they are saying the statement, angle similarity, if you consider any two triangles, their corresponding angles are equal. That means they have given that angle A is equal to angle E, angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle E, angle C is equal to angle F. This already they have given. So write it here what they have given. Angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle E, and angle C is equal to angle F. Right? What we need to prove here? We need to prove their corresponding sides are proportional. That means if one condition is satisfied, then you can say that the other condition is also be satisfied by using this theorem. Now we are going to prove that theorem. So what they are saying here, if you consider any two triangles, if their corresponding angles are equal, then we can prove that their corresponding sides are proportional. So what we need to prove here, their corresponding sides are proportional. So what is the corresponding side of AB, which is nothing but DE, right? AB by DE is equal to what is the corresponding side of AC, this side, which is nothing but DF. So write it here DF. And what is the corresponding side of BC, which is EF. This we are going to prove. So if you prove this condition, then automatically we can say that those two triangles are similar, because here they have given the corresponding angles are equal. Now we are proving their corresponding sides are proportional, and you know that if these two conditions are satisfied, some construction. Why? Because here they have given in these two triangles, these the corresponding angles are equal. So by taking this condition, we cannot prove. Why? Because here you know that we have to use to prove this theorem. We need to use here the congruency concept. So if you want to use the congruency concept, what the congruency of the triangle says, the corresponding angles are equal and the corresponding sides are also equal. So because we need to use the congruency criterion in this theorem, what we need to here, we need to construct one triangle such that this triangle is equal to one more triangle. And you know that these two triangles, in these two triangles the angles are equal but the sides are not equal. You can observe that these sides are proportional but they are not equal. Now we need to construct some sides such that you need to construct the AB. The length of AB must be equal to, let us consider here, two more points P and Q. And how we are taking these 2 points such that the length of AB must be equal to the length of DB. And we are choosing one more point here such that the length of AC must be equal to the length of DQ. Such that we are choosing 2 points and we are joining PQ. Why we are doing like this? Because if you choose like that, you can prove that this triangle ABC and this triangle DPQ are congruent. So basing on that congruency concept and congruency criterions, we are going to use this. We are going to prove this theorem. For that reason, what we are doing here, we are taking 2 points on the bigger triangle such that the length of AB must be equal to the length of DB and the length of AC must be equal to the length of DQ, such that we are taking some construction. So write it here, what is the construction in triangle DEF? Choose 2 points P and Q. How we are choosing these 2 points in this triangle such that the length of AB must be equal to the length of DP. So write it here such that AB is equal to DP and AC is equal to DQ. And after that what we need to do, and join P and Q. After choosing these 2 points and making the length of the line segments are equal, we have joined the points P and Q. Now we are going to prove this theorem. Proof. So up to now what we have discussed, we have written what they have given and what we need to prove and what is our construction. So here now we are going to prove this theorem. So here let us consider what we need to prove here. We need to prove that these 2 triangles are congruent. How do you prove? Now here based on the construction what we have done, you know that the length of AB is equal to the length of DP and the length of AC is equal to the length of DQ. This is our construction. Just now we have written. And you know that here angle A is equal to angle D. Now if you consider these 2 triangles ABC, what are those triangles? A, B, C, and consider the triangle DPQ. If you consider this triangle, by our construction AB is equal to DP and similarly AC is equal to DQ. But in the question they have given here angle A is equal to angle D. It is given here angle A is equal to angle D. Now here by SAS criterion we can say that these 2 triangles are congruent. We already discussed this one in your 9th class, and you know that by the SAS criterion, that means if the including angle and the 2 sides are equal to the respective including angle and the remaining 2 sides of the other triangle, we can say that these 2 triangles are congruent. So by that concept we can say that these 2 triangles are congruent. So here what you will get, I am rubbing these all things. Just what we need to prove here, we need to prove here their corresponding sides are proportional. So you need to consider those triangles which is triangle ABC and in the triangle which is DPQ. You know that these 2 triangles are looking like similar because these 2 sides are equal and these 2 sides are equal. Their angles are also equal. From this you can say that these 2 triangles are congruent. So what we get here, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DPQ. And you know that if B is equal to angle P, and after that angle C is equal to angle Q. You got this condition now. Now here in the question itself, what they have given? They have given that angle B is equal to angle E, right? So write it here. What they have given? Angle B is equal to angle E, and similarly what they have given? Angle C is equal to angle F. Angle C is equal to angle F. Now here you can observe that if you take these two equations here, you can observe that the LHS parts are equal. So we can equate the RHS part. So from this what you get? Angle B is equal to angle E, and similarly if you consider these two equations, you will get angle Q is equal to angle F. So let us represent this in this diagram. What we got it here? Angle B is equal to angle E. That means this angle and this angle is equal, right? Similarly you will get angle Q is equal to angle F. That means here this angle and this angle are equal. And you know that here what are these angles? If you choose this triangle, what are these angles? These angles are nothing but the corresponding angles, right? Here you can observe that these two lines are there, and if you take this one more line, and here you can observe that these two angles are equal. So what we can say here is those are the corresponding angles. From the corresponding angles axiom, we can say that here these two lines are parallel, right? So here what we got at this condition, we got it here PQ is parallel to EF, right? Again I am saying here we need to choose here 2 points such that the length of AB is equal to the length of DP and the length of AC is equal to the length of DQ. And after that we have joined P and Q. And what we need to prove here? We need to prove here this triangle and this triangle is congruent. So here what we have done, by using the SAS criterion, we can say that these two triangles are congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, and you know that their angles are equal, so you get angle B is equal to angle P, angle C is equal to angle Q. But in the question itself they have given here angle B is equal to angle E and angle C is equal to angle F. From those two equations we got it here, these two angles are equal and these two angles are equal. And you know that if the corresponding angles are equal, and you can say that those two lines are parallel. So you got it here, PQ is parallel to EF. So here what we got it here, we got it here PQ is parallel to EF. So here if PQ is parallel to EF, now you can use the basic proportionality theorem here. So you know that if one line is parallel to the third side, the other two sides are divided into the same ratio. And in the corollary we proved here, if these two sides are parallel, what are the corresponding sides, which is nothing but dP by dE is equal to dQ by dF. You can take the bigger side here. So here by the basic proportionality theorem you can write it here dP by, that means if you consider the smaller triangle which is the PQ, and if you consider the bigger triangle which is nothing but which is DEF. So here the corresponding side which is nothing but dP by dE is equal to dQ by dF is equal to PQ by EF. So here what we got it here, the corresponding sides are proportional, so we can write it here dP by dE is equal to dQ by dF is equal to PQ by EF. So what we get here, which is PQ by EF. So we are taking these two equations only. Here we will get dP by dE is equal to dQ by dF. But by our construction what we know here, the length of AB is equal to the length of DP. So in place of DP you can write it here AB. So what you get here, AB by DE. What is DQ? DQ is nothing but AC, just by our construction. So here we will get AC by DF. So here we have proved here AB by DE is equal to AC by DF. Similarly you can solve and you can proceed this one and you can prove it here. AB by DE is equal to BC by EF. And if you follow this procedure again, you can prove this condition by taking these two equalities. You can write it here. AB by DE is equal to BC by EF is equal to AC by DF. So we have proved that corresponding sides are proportional. You can observe that AB by D, that means this side and this side, and similarly AC by PF, these two sides, and BC by EF. So what we have done here, we have proved their corresponding angles are equal, and we have proved now here the corresponding sides are proportional. So if you are in the next remaining exercises, there is, if you prove one condition it is enough, there is no need to prove both the conditions. If the corresponding angles are equal, and we can say that the corresponding sides